they decided to show up. Hey, honey.
Hi.
Honey, how are you?
I'm just cleaning.
Oh, honey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know we were having company.
Sorry. Oh, you are always on top of things, sweetie. Oh, thank you. You are cute.
Thank you.
Babe, you're the best.
You guys want to take one and pass it down?
Good afternoon. My name is Brandon Lowe, and these are my wives, Callie Lowe, Olivia Lowe, and Miriam Lowe, and we are doing our presentation on polygamy. So, first, my wife, number one, Miriam, is going to take over. Did everybody get the names?
No.
All right, we'll wait there for a second. How's everybody doing today?
I hope you guys enjoyed the cookies, homemade, but they're hot, be careful.
Ready to cook over. How's the houses? Good. All right, everybody got it? All right. Just put low at the last. Get all the person to low up. All right, Miriam, go ahead.
All right, well, first I'm going to give you guys some information and background of polygamy. Now, there are 3 different types of polygamy. The word polygamy actually comes from the Greek poly, meaning many or plural, and then gamos, meaning married. So often married would be the literal translation of polygamy. Now, the 3 different types of polygamy are 1, polygyny, which means multiple wives, 2, polyandry, meaning multiple husbands, and 3, polyamory, meaning multiple partners. Now, polygamy, with an N, is the most common type, the most well-known of polygamy. That's why when you do hear the word polygamy, you only think of one husband with multiple wives, as you're seeing here today. That is the most common type, the most well-known. Now, in ancient days, brothers were often required to marry their deceased brother's wives to help support her and support her children that were left behind. Now, there's usually one queen wife, which that would be me in our relationship, sorry, who has higher status and more authority in the relationship versus the other wives that are there. Now, polyandry has been practiced in less than 1% of the world's population from history. And the cases are very unique, and they're usually due to very difficult circumstances where, one, there weren't that many females around, and the brothers or a group of males had to share the single wife that was there, but most often it was fraternal. The third kind, polyamory, is the practice, desire, or acceptance of having more than one intimate relationship at a time with the knowledge and consent of everyone involved. That's not just cheating on your spouse and calling it polyamory. It has to have everybody's acceptance. Everybody has to be aware of the other partners and agree with it and want to be in the relationship with everybody at the time. Now, marriage is not required, as is for polygamy and polyandry. And in polyamory, gender equality is very high, with the terms and boundaries regulated beforehand, before the relationships already start. Now, this is a map that shows different colors, different marriages recognized under civil law or not, or whether it's practiced. You can see that in Northern America, it's very highly illegal in most places, and in parts of Africa and South Asia, it's recognized and practiced more. Now, the places that polygamy was practiced in, or still currently is practiced in, is Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism. That's not a place, I know. Those aren't places, but they're religions, and Mormonism and with the Celtics. Now, each of these, for Islam, in the Islam religion, men can have up to 4 wives at a time, but as long as he is able to adequately support and provide for each one, and the Quran states that he must deal justly with them all. Then in Hinduism, there's an ancient epic called Mahabharata, where the lead person in the epic marries 5 Pandava brothers, and it's a One of the rare examples of polyandry in history. And there's also some ancient gods practicing polygyny, but recently in the post-Vedic periods, it declined and is now considered immoral. Then in Buddhism, there's ancient scripture that disproves of it, but there's different communities over the world of Buddhism that do practice it based on where they are. And in Sri Lanka, polyandry was practiced, though it's not widespread. There's also in Tibet, where polyandry and both polygamy were practiced traditionally. Now, Tibet is home to the largest polyandry community in the world today, so it is still practiced there in Tibet. In Judaism, it was considered a realistic alternative in case of famine, widowhood, and infertility for the women, but it required a vast wealth, so it wasn't practiced too often. But one of the people most widely known is King Solomon, who had 300 wives and about 700 concubines, so that's 1,000 women in his polygamous relationship. Now, it's no longer approved in Judaism. There's fundamentalist Mormonism, where it was a sect that split off from the Mormon religion that cannot be practiced in Mormonism, but only in the fundamentalist Mormonism. And they base it off of an 1886 revelation to John Taylor as basis for authority to do so, to practice polygamy. And then the last one is the Celtics. They were known to practice both polyandry and polygamy before the Christianization of it, but it was only most often used in the noble class.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, number 2, we'll now go over the pros and cons.